Okay, Chris. So let's talk about kind of this from a Google Ads management perspective. Let's talk about what were called extensions are now be called assets. How we use those in search campaigns, and I just want to frame this discussion by making a claim here, Chris, and see what you think about it. I think what we're called ad extensions now are called assets for search campaigns are low hanging fruit that can make your Google Ads campaigns better, and they're underutilized by advertisers. Chris, you do a lot of consulting. I do a lot of consulting. You do a lot of management. I do a lot of management. You're seeing a lot of things out there. Are small and medium business owners and advertisers underutilizing the assets, what were formerly called ad extensions? What do you think about that claim?
Yes. And I find that it seems to be specific in some of the newer things that people may not realize can make their ads stand out a lot. People have site links, people have call outs. I feel
Okay.
like
Yeah.
these are easy. These are easy.
Okay.
What I see people often don't have, number one by far, is the image ad extension, or the image extension, I should say, image asset. Now
It's a
I
very
should call
sad.
it
I'm
that.
getting. You're going to make me a little sad here. I need an Oreo or some carbs here because
That'll help.
it's a very sad thing when advertisers don't utilize the power of image extensions.
Oh man, it changes the ad. I mean, I know whenever I see an ad with an image on it, and it's a well written ad with a clean, good image on there. I mean, it
Oh,
it really looks professional. It suddenly takes it from what we typically experience, just a boring text ad with a call to action, click me. Suddenly
mhm.
now it feels a little more organic, a little more natural, a little
It
more
does. Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah. Inviting. Come see what is on the
Yeah.
rest of the page. Yeah. And you can do some powerful things. Like if you show up number two and you pay a lower cost per click, but you're right there below them and you have an image extension and they don't, I think visually you're going to be seen just as
Mm.
much as that first ad, if not more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can also kind of, people are always trying to qualify the traffic they get with their text ad copy. And we only want people that are this big, or we only want people that have this kind of business in this industry. And you kind of qualify with your ad copy. Image extensions are another great way to kind of qualify that traffic and get the right kind of traffic. So super
Yeah.
powerful. And yeah, they're totally underused. Another one that I think is underutilized, and I'll stand up and admit to it myself right here in front of the world, the lead form extension. Um,
Oh, yeah. You're
and
not
and there's a
alone. Yeah.
yeah,
Not
I
alone,
know I'm
man.
not alone. I'm the only one that will admit it, but I'm totally not alone. Uh, this one is totally underutilized to the point
Yeah.
where I forgot it even existed a few weeks ago, and I hardly ever see it out there in the wild. And there's a showstopper there with that privacy policy and having to put in a link to your privacy policy page. I think that's the thing that slows people down.
Yeah.
Uh, but man, as things become more conversion based inside of Google Ads, you know what I'm saying, Chris. Here is
Mm.
as things
Hmm.
get the data gets more powerful once you feed it, like the machines are more powerful if you feed it the right data. That's another way to get leads and feed it conversion data with not uh, insubstantial conversion data like time on page or whatever, but hard conversions like actually filled out a form. Man, it's underutilized, and I pledge now to stop underutilizing it and figure out the privacy policy page and get that going.
I'll I'll tell you, Jason, one thing. If you haven't tried the lead extension recently,
Mhm.
one thing that really I don't like is you have to go into Google Ads and check your leads, because as far as I know, they're not emailed to you. You
There's with
you
CRMs,
look at them.
there's things with webhooks. What are webhooks?
Yes.
Hey, we're the Google Ads guys. Don't ask us
I don't
what
know,
webhooks
friggin'
are.
webhook.
We're not being defensive here, but I
Webhook.
don't want to talk about webhooks.
Yeah.
There's things with CRMs and webhooks. I think you can get it to import into your CRM, but
I,
not every advertiser is working with that. And you're
yeah.
right, Chris. It's it, between the privacy policy page and checking the leads inside the Google Ads account most of the time.
Yeah.
It brings complexities into what can be such a smooth system. And I think
Hmm.
that's, for myself, that's why it's been underutilized.
Yeah. Those lead forms used to
Yeah.
be emailed.
Yeah.
They used to send them via email, and now you have to download a CSV file of your leads. And I'm like,
Yeah,
if you
we'll
don't
look
use a
into it.
webhook.
Maybe we should throw it on some campaigns and then report back with an episode. I think that would be an interesting one, kind of what we're
Yeah.
seeing these days with lead forms, because it's been floating out there for so long, and
It
not
has,
just
yeah.
by it's by everybody. It's been underutilized. You hardly ever see it out there. So it'd be interesting to see kind of what that process is like now. But again, ad extensions are now called assets, are low hanging fruit. And if you use them the right way with quality assets there, they pretty much, if you use quality assets, it can only help. They give some data in this article here, Chris. What they're saying is, on average, when you have 4 site links that show with the search ad, and they're not even saying site links with descriptions, but just the site links themselves show. That's how I'm reading this. The click-through rate goes up by 20%. And then when image extensions show with mobile search ads, the click-through rate goes up by 10%. And so in my mind, it's pretty simple. More assets equal bigger ads overall, bigger ad areas for your ad,
Mm-hmm.
equal higher click-through rate. The other thing to keep in mind is ad extensions play a role with ad quality, and the ad quality also plays a role with the extensions, because in the help docs they say that some extensions only show above the search results and must have high enough ad quality to appear in a high ad position. So the way I think about that, Chris, is the rich get richer. If you are bidding a lot, if you're showing high, if you can get a high click-through rate on your ad, if you make a really good ad and then you put extensions or assets on top of that, the really good ad helps your extensions show more often. And when your extensions show more often, it helps your ad get a higher click-through rate. Higher click-through rate can help quality score. That can help you show higher. So it's kind of a virtuous cycle if you're using all these things together. So that's just some motivation to kind of use these assets and extensions to the best of their capabilities, because I think it can help your ad click-through rate and ad quality overall. Totally underutilized though still, Chris. And I think Google bringing everything together here as ads and assets, helping us look at that as one, can help people utilize this more.